Winning the war in your mind. Change your thinking, you change your life. Destroying the strongholds. I never really understood what that meant. I would go to church and I would hear things about strongholds, strongholds, don't be in the strongholds. And what I realized is, and I come to this conclusion that because I didn't understand, because I didn't really know what was going on with me, you can't defeat what you can't define. I couldn't define this stronghold in my life, what it was. There were so many outside sources and things like that. But then when I actually looked up the word strongholds, and it's translated from a Greek word called Roma. I hope I might have said that wrong, but I said it the best way I could, which means to fortify. In ancient times, a stronghold was a building, a fortress built on top of the highest peak of the city. This citadel, you know what a citadel is, right? Was surrounded by reinforced walls up to 20 feet thick. So when I'm reading this definition, it's like something. It sounds like something that's hard to penetrate. So what happens in times of war when that city was attacked, like the main people, the politicians, the kings, the rich folk, they would all run to this citadel because the citadel was unapproachable and you couldn't get through it. It's impenetrable. See, that's where the leaders hid so they wouldn't be captured or killed. So my understanding of a stronghold, there's something there that is hidden that you can't get to. See, Paul compares the lies we believe to those fortresses. When you understand, we got to remove the lies and replace them with truth. See, like the walls of a stronghold, our lives have been like reinforced over and over to become bigger and stronger. And we have believed them for so long that they have become part of us. We believed our walls protect us. We think they're impenetrable. And I hate saying that word, and yet they often are unapproachable to the truth. So these strongholds that are understood, I now relate them. We have mental and emotional strongholds that lies that have a strong hold on us. So in this times of my life, the stronghold always told me I wasn't good enough. And this was embedded in my mind that I wasn't smart enough, and it was embedded in my mind that I wasn't successful enough, and I thought I always had to prove myself that I was worthy to be a part of whatever it was, and I just didn't understand. Even though I knew I was better than those things, but this lie about myself that I focused on was like I was never on the right basketball team. I wasn't in the right high school. I wasn't in the right club. I wasn't on the right side of things. I wasn't at the right job. Uh, it was just unbearable. When I think about this, right, I think about when you say what's a stronghold, it's a lie that was holding me hostage, that I just couldn't do it. Like the army said, be all you can be. I couldn't be all I can be because I believed that every time I tried to be all I can be, I failed. I remember working in New York at this company, and man, I was getting it in. I was getting it in, and my mom came up to the company, and this was a Fortune 500 company, and they were saying, "Yeah, your son, he's we got great plans for him. We got great things," and I seen the proud look on my mom's face, and she didn't realize. She said, "I didn't know you was that smart, and the future was looking great and uncommon to what I normally do." When I got to that certain peak, when they started putting me in certain positions, that lie came up again. If you take that promotion, they're going to find you out. If you take that job, they're going to realize you ain't all of what you say you are. If you move into that position, if you do that, you're going to be exposed and you are going to fail again. And every time I got to that moment in my life, I would sabotage myself and go get high. No matter how many times I was trying to get clean, no matter all those things, it just didn't matter. No matter all the great fortune, all the things that were in front of me, it just didn't matter because I didn't want you to know who I was. So know this: I could, I was being robbed of living a life of freedom and joy because I had a wrong thought pattern. I mistook truth for faith. You cannot defeat what you cannot define. I had to learn how to identify the lies that became a stronghold for me. I had to realize that the negative impact these strongholds had on my life and others, it destroyed families, it destroyed my family, it destroyed my relationship with my kids, it destroyed my relationships with their mothers, it destroyed my relationship with my brother and my mother, it destroyed everything that I touched because I believed that lie that I was not good enough. It destroyed it. See, I became a prisoner because I was being deceived. Do you see how you become a prisoner of deception? Locked up by a lie? You believe it's true? See, I understand. I understand. And you need to get to the place like myself. I had to get to a place, I had to change my thinking and start demolishing, tearing down, bringing into captivity these strongholds. These strongholds are these thoughts, these negative thoughts that constantly bombarded my brain. See, if you truly want to change your life, you cannot just change your behavior. I say this all the time. You said you got to change your thinking to change your behavior. But I'm here to tell you sometimes this the lower part of your brain is called the limbic. The limbic part of your brain does not think, it just responds. When I didn't want to get high, I still got high. When I wanted to do right, I couldn't do right. The things that I didn't want to do, I did. Sometimes you have to change your behavior to change your thinking because I just wasn't thinking. I was responding to the lie that because my stomach started flipping, I had to go get high. Because I was getting ready to go to that next level, I had to go get high. Because the relationship was failing, I had to go get high. See, even if I changed my actions and changed the city and changed the people I hung around, the issue, the same lie, the same thing that I went reestablished itself. See, that's why Christianity has never been about behavior modification. It's about life transformation. See, we all have experienced frustration. Am I right about it? We make these New Year's resolutions. Man, how many New Year's resolutions have you made? And within 30 days they was broke, or we made some type of commitment to stop doing this or stop doing that, or to lose weight, or to quit smoking, or to pray more, or to stop yelling at the kids. And for weeks and weeks at a time it was working, and then all of a sudden I'm right back where I was. I could always remember getting myself back together, stopped using for 6, 7 months, got back to the family, got an apartment, this and that. And look, after 6 months, I took that first hit and I wound up in that crack house and I looked around and I was right back where I was in the crack house and homeless again. And I got to ask myself why, because I never got to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem was the lie I believed. See, when I started addressing the problem, it's like attacking that city, that city that had that citadel. See, identifying and destroying the lies is pulling down the strongholds. Like it's like both are necessary to win the war. I have to identify and I have to destroy the lie. And understand we are in a war. We're in a battle. The problem is because we've been deceived, because I was deceived. I did not know I was in a fight. Here, I was in a war, and only one person knew I was in a war, and that was Satan. That was the devil. And he was tearing me down bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. And I never put up a fight because I didn't know I was in a fight. See, in order to watch this, in order to do both and experience success, we need God's power. I needed God's power. I wound up on that second floor fire escape with that 357, getting ready to blow my brains out. Jesus Christ came and saved me. And I said, I never make people feel the way I feel. And he gave me the scripture, after you converted, go back and strengthen your brothers. I understood my purpose and plan in that moment of sanity that God gave me. So here's some good news that might sound like bad news at first. Are you ready? Because I'm getting ready to get out of here. You don't have to watch this. You don't have what it takes to win the war, and neither do I. You know how I know? Because I've tried. I tried it on my own. I tried this concoction. I tried that concoction. I tried to change my thinking. I tried to change my life. I've done everything I could, but I always ended up back in the same place. I keep doing what I do. I keep doing what I don't want to do. I keep doing what I don't want to do. And I can't do what I want to do. I keep falling down and falling short. How many of y'all been there and done that? All the trying, all the failing, all the falling can lead to a place where we feel like giving up. And I'm going to leave you with this. What's the problem? The power you need is a power you don't possess. Relying on your own power is self help, and self help goes only skin deep. You have a devilish or devious spiritual enemy. You have reinforced strongholds. What stands against you is formidable, fighting you in your own power. Trying to fight this thing, trying to do this thing is like attacking Godzilla with a fire squatter. So I had to come to a point, I had to admit that I needed a power that I didn't possess. I had to get to that realization. I had to understand that listen, it couldn't all be about me. I couldn't do it. My ego, my pride. I had to come to realization I cannot beat this thing because I got to be independent. I got to be a man. I got to be masculine. I got to be self-reliant. I got to pull myself up by my bootstrap. I have to be an individual. I can't tell you what's going on with me. I have to come to the point, right, where I humble myself and expose myself and realize I don't have what it takes. And when we say that, maybe it makes it feel like we're weak, but that's actually strength. It takes real strength to admit I can't do this on my own. I need power greater than I possess. So it's time. I can't defeat what I can't define. In order to remove the lie, I have to identify the problem. I know one thing about a lie, it brought me a lot of problems. And once I identify the problems, I have to probe. I have to use probing questions. Why did I do what I did? Why did I do that? And get deep inside. And then lastly, I have to pinpoint the lie. And I got to do this two-step process. Remove the lie and replace it with truth.